Please welcome Emily's List Board Chair, Rebecca Haile.
Get on your feet. Get up and make it happen. Get on your feet.
Good evening, everybody. As the chair of the board of Emily's List, and on behalf of my fellow board members, welcome to the 2025 We Are Emily National Gala. Woo. Tonight, we come together to celebrate democratic pro-choice women, to recognize you, the community dedicated to helping them win, and to celebrate 40 years of Emily's List working to change the face of power. I'd like to start, as always, by recognizing the courageous women who stand on the front lines on our behalf. We are honored to have many of these leaders here tonight, and I'd like to ask all of our elected officials and candidates, state and federal, to please stand up and be acknowledged. Thank you, thank you. So, as we reflect on the significance of 40 years of Emily's List, I invite you to consider what our government might have looked like were it not for this powerhouse organization. Now, actually, this doesn't require too much imagination because we know what things looked like in 1985, right before Emily's List burst on the scene and started shaking things up. In 1985, there were exactly 2 Democratic women governors and only 12 Democratic women in the House. Across the Capitol, there wasn't a single Democratic woman in the Senate, not one. Women's voices were not being heard, women's priorities were not being raised. Policy was being shaped for us, not by us. We weren't at the table, and we all know what that means. Well, Emily's List and this community changed all of that, starting with a historic election of Senator Barbara Mikulski, who is here with us tonight. And since that electrifying start, we've spent 4 decades growing women's representation in Washington and in the halls of power across the country. None of that just happened on its own. Nothing ever does. We used every election as an opportunity to make our government look more like our country, and the women we've elected have made a huge difference. Representation matters. And we aren't done yet, not even close. So I know full well, as I am sure everyone here does, that we are not in normal times. There is nothing normal about the current administration's threat to women and families, to hard-won freedoms, to the rule of law and the democracy we cherish. I know full well, as an immigrant, as a refugee whose family fled a military dictatorship for the safety and the unique promise of the United States, exactly what is at stake. Not only for those on the margins, but for all of us. But the good news, friends, is as we gather here today, is that Emily's List never thought the times were normal. 40 years ago, we didn't think it was normal or remotely okay for there to be 0 women in the United States Senate. 1 year ago, we didn't think it was normal or remotely okay for there never to have been more than 1 Black woman serving in the Senate at the same time. And we definitely never thought, and do not now think, that it is normal or remotely okay for there never to have been a female president. Again, we are not done, not even close. Emily's List was founded to reject what was, to fight for a better, truer normal with women at the core. We were built for this moment, and I couldn't be prouder to stand with this organization at this time. So, we had a lot of fun planning tonight's fantastic program, marking the occasion of this anniversary by both looking back at our origins and forward to our future. We're going to kick things off by celebrating the woman who made all of this possible, the recipient of this year's We Are Emily Award, my friend, the fierce, fierce Ellen Malcolm. Ellen will be welcomed to the stage by the one and only Speaker Emerita Pelosi. Emily's List President, Jessica Mackler, will waste no time, because we have no time to waste, outlining our plan to take back power by electing more Democratic pro-choice women. We'll hear from our own Senator, Angela Alsobrooks, who is on the front lines of the fight. Then we'll be joined by the indomitable former Representative Gabriel Giffords, who will present this year's Rising Award to Virginia State Delegate Adele McClure. If you haven't met Adele yet, be ready to be impressed. And we'll also hear from former Secretary of the Interior and future Governor of New Mexico, Deb Haaland. And to bring it all home, Representative Sarah McBride is in the house. So these are the kinds of leaders we need. Leaders who are truly representative of all of us. Leaders who will defend our rights and our freedoms and fight for the country that we love. And of course, they can't do it alone. These women and the many other women running for offices across the country need us to stand with them. So please make a donation by scanning that QR code on your tables right now, or by texting ELECT to 47717, or by putting a check in that envelope. Every single one of us can get further involved with Emily's List and offer more support to our candidates. On behalf of this vital organization, thank you for your support, thank you for being here, and thank you for standing strong in this difficult moment. Here's to fighting together for our own normal times. Thank you.